And you will see that even in the midst of all of these fires and everything going on, it's still people out here looking to steal your shit. What hasn't burnt down, we'll take the rest.
Oh. We had a whole house. Now we have nothing.
Criminals are taking advantage of the chaos. So far, officials have arrested 20 people accused of looting abandoned homes and buildings.
All right, everybody, this is another teachable moment. I don't wish that any bad happens to people or that we have to watch these things happen before we actually can learn. But I hope that you do learn from other people's mistakes, right? And what is happening to them. Okay, so when we talk about survival, here we go again, right? This is real live time things that are happening that I can show you exactly what the hell I'm talking about now, okay? How many times have you guys heard me say that during natural disasters, even when people's lives are falling apart, when doom and gloom and trouble comes, there is always trouble waiting to take advantage of that, right? So every time we talk about, like, you know, preparing for survival, bug in bag, bug out bag, having things to just be prepared to survive in your home for 30 days, whatever that may be, right? When we have those conversations, there's one thing that I never leave out. Now, whether you bugging out or you bugging in or whatever the case may be, there is always something you always gonna have with you, and that's gonna be protection, okay? This is the reason why I tell y'all to always have a weapon.
We had a number of looting arrests throughout the entire county region. That is unacceptable behavior. Having additional resources, having the National Guard with us, which will augment those resources, will help send a stronger message, keep people out of the impacted areas so we don't continuously victimize the people who have already been victimized, who have lost their homes.
As I said, it started out as a evacuation and rescue mission. It is now going to transition for law enforcement into a protection and community safety mission. And we will be staunch in protecting the community and protecting the homes of those folks who've had to be evacuated. Upwards of 150 officers at any one time in and around the city, handling all of our regular patrol efforts, but certainly focusing on making sure that the homes and the property around the burn area is secure.
Here we are. LA is dealing with all over the place, right? Houses are burnt to the ground. People are losing their everything. And even in the midst of that, you have people who are waiting to take advantage of your disadvantage, right? You have people who are out there looting. People are being arrested. But even in the midst of this, there are people who have homes that haven't burnt down, but are among plenty other houses that have. People have been asked to evacuate. So you might say, well, if these cities are being burnt down to the ground, what is it left for them to loot? Well, there are plenty of people who have left, and some of their homes have not been burnt down that are amongst other houses that have. Then there are communities that have been told to evacuate because the fire coming that way, but all of that community might not have been hit, and there are still houses standing. And guess what? As soon as somebody hears that there's an opportunity, I keep saying this to y'all, look, the police department, the fire department, there are so many people that their attention is going towards the fires and everything that is happening right now. They are preoccupied. So the people that seek to take your stuff, guess what? Those people are looking at that situation saying the police is occupied right now, okay? Most of these people are not in their homes. Now, what if you was in your home? What if they told you to evacuate and you decided to be a fool, because it's a lot of fools, okay, because it would be foolish, but you decide to stay in your home and just, you know, wait it out and hopefully the fire don't get to your house. And let's say it doesn't. And while you are in your home, there are people coming through your community and your neighborhood, and they see your house because it hasn't burned down. They believe that everybody has evacuated and that there's probably nobody in this house. And if it is, they really don't care. And then you not only are sitting there in a community that has been evacuated, so it's empty, you ain't going to call 911 and they're going to show up right away because they are preoccupied with what's going on. And you look up and now there are looters in your home trying to take your belongings, okay? So you need to stop telling yourself that in times of survival, that being able to defend yourself and having weapons and knowing how to defend yourself is not a necessary thing. It is just as necessary as the water you need to not dehydrate, the food that you need to have substance, and whatever you need for shelter, right? It is just as important as that, because people seek to take advantage when there are power outages. Let's go back to Katrina, y'all. When Katrina happened, people are going through devastating times. Do you know how many people got taken advantage of? All of the women that were assaulted in heinous ways at the dome when everybody was there together. No police were showing up. There were elderly people who would be given bottles of water and food to eat, and other people were coming through, taking their water, taking their food, because they knew they were stronger than them. And people will take your stuff in order for them to survive. Everybody does not prepare for survival. So when you prepare, you automatically become a target, because people say, well, I didn't prepare for this, and you got supplies. If I am stronger than you, if I am tougher than you, guess what? I'm going to take your stuff. And what you going to do about it? So you better be prepared for that part of survival. This is why I bring that up all the time, because just like there are people that are willing to take your stuff, guess what? There's another group of people that we have not heard about on the news yet in this type of a situation, but they also come out when shit get hectic. And those are people who just simply want to hurt people. They want to do harm to you. Their goal is not even to take necessarily your food or your water, although if we here, we might take those things as well. But we're here to do something to you because we just want to hurt folks. We get off on scaring people. We get off on taking your life. We get off on taking your body from you, right? So there are people that will do these things as well. And the reason they're doing them is because when everything is going crazy and there is all of these disasters and the attention is on something else, guess what? That means there is less law enforcement to come and enforce the fact that they want to commit a crime, and they are more likely to get away with it. So, survival 101. I'm going to keep saying it every time we bring it up. And everything that you have when you prepare, you better make sure you know how to defend yourself. You better make sure that you have some type of a weapon, a firearm, or something. Or otherwise, all of your preparing can be in vain, because all the things you have accumulated to survive might be the very reason you don't survive.
High alert for looters out here. They have already arrested nearly 24 people inside evacuation areas. The National Guard has been brought in to bolster security, and some people have gone back home to try to defend what they have left. Chris Van Cleef has that from Altadena.
The sense of loss in Altadena is hard to describe. Destruction is everywhere. And then this island of 6 seemingly untouched homes saved by Pete Villani, who stayed behind to fight back the massive firestorm.
These are all my friends. These are all, we're a family here. I love my neighbors. And it's like, you feel guilty because I survived. I couldn't save the whole block.
But even as he worked to put out hotspots, another threat emerged: looters. He says he and a neighbor have chased off 2 groups attempting to break into the homes still standing.
What kind of person, what kind of human being would take advantage of somebody at that point? It's just like, I don't even want to say what I would do, but it's shocking.
Did you worry about your safety when you confronted the folks trying to get in that house?
No, I will say this. It would have been a bad day for them to do anything.
Do you feel like you're defending your neighborhood now?
Yep. That's why I'm here. This is why I stayed.
He's still standing watch even as the National Guard's armored vehicles are blocking evacuated neighborhoods and police are ramping up patrol.